Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of Minecraft Survival. In the last episode, we got ourselves our starting house done. Well, it's not really a starting house, it's more like a starting base. We got a little bit of a farmhouse going on here. It looks relatively nice. It's still a little bit unfinished. There are the sides here which we didn't finish. And this isn't laziness, this was just I couldn't think of what I wanted to put here just yet. So I'm hoping that an idea is going to come to me. I'd rather wait till something hits me for this big wall rather than put something here and not like what we put there. So I definitely want to wait until something hits us. But I also wanted to talk at the beginning of this episode a little bit more about this series because we had like 4 episodes and there's a huge gap and now there's a few more episodes. And what I want to do is I want to establish a village here. So if we actually just go into map, it's J, isn't it, on here? And we look, what I'm thinking is this is like the map of our area here. We are based here. A friend of mine, Jace, is based here. So if you haven't actually been following this series since the start, this is me and a couple of friends. We like to play on Minecraft. And we had another world on Design Tech, actually. We played him for about a year. We'd really become advanced. But I don't know, I kind of felt like if I was playing Minecraft, I wanted to record it for YouTube. So I had a discussion with them how they would feel about restarting a world and bringing it over here. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's what I've done. None of those do YouTube. I mean, they've talked about it. One of them did do videos in the past, but it's very ooey and ahwy because they don't have the equipment to do it. So maybe when they get the equipment, they may actually start uploading videos. But we've got Jace over here. This was the starting village where we all kind of started. This was my house. This was Jace's house, and this was Callum's house. But out of all of us, it's usually Jace and I who are the most active. We are allies. We are right across here. And we go into depth with lore and details and stuff like that about our land. I prefer personally to start building up the village first and then start adding the lore in as the village develops. And right now what we're doing is we're developing a little bit of the village. We got a blacksmith, we got a farmhouse, we got a windmill and a little bit of farmland here. And there's some other things that I want to put here, like silos and stuff. But I'm thinking I don't want things to be too sort of out there, if you know what I mean. I don't want things to be too developed in this area. I still want to keep it very basic, very simple. A lot of the things that we kind of gloss over in the early game, you know, like for example, maybe we don't go with the ender quarry, maybe we go with the regular quarry. Now I know how to use that. There's other things that we can do to get ores and stuff that I don't normally do. And one of the things I usually do is go straight to ender IO for my power conduits, because they usually end up being cheap. You get an enderman farmer, you can generally just produce those conduits quite easily and cheaply at that point. I mean, they are a bit expensive in the early game, but you make them cheap by building the farms that you need, and then all of a sudden they're as cheap as chips, pretty much. Which doesn't say much, because chip prices are through the roof at the minute. I mean, seriously, my local chippy charges like £6.50 for fish and chips. Where Jace lives, the town that Jace lives in, actually the real town he lives in, I can get the same fish and chips. Actually, no, they're way better, and they're like £3. They've just gone up from £2.80 for fish and chips. £2.80 for fish and chips. I haven't seen fish and chips for £2.80 in ages. They're usually around a fiver, but £2.80, and they are amazing. It's old guy and his wife run the chippy. They're amazing fish and chips and batter bits. Oh my god, I love batter bits, but the batter bits from there are batter chunks. They're huge chunks of batter. They're just amazing. I love it. There's a reason I drive 7 miles to get it. But anyway, back to this. So I kind of want to play around with immersive engineering, power cables here. I think it'd be cool to have the immersive power cables sort of running along the streets, if you will. But obviously that's something that we got to get into later on when we've got these streets laid in. So the road will probably come through here, go up here, and then probably divert off this way all the way around here. So probably a main road like this, with branches here, probably here, adding in additional like buildings and stuff. I know down here I kind of want to build a bit of a quarry, a bit of a mine, with mine shafts and stuff like that here, but not just yet. I think that there's other things that I need to do first, primarily get power. But before we can even really do that, I like to have like my inventory all sorted out. We've got our chests and they look cool and they look nice, but I just like it to be much easier where I just have to dump everything in one place rather than having to organize chest by chest. And so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to start Applied Energistics. So I want to get into the very basics, and I've rambled on for 5 minutes already, and this episode is going to be a bit of a long one. It usually is. So let's actually start getting into Applied Energistics. So if we actually go to Applied Energistics, here we go. This is the mod. This will allow us to create like a little computer system. And the computer system, which uses this ME drive and a bunch of other things, what this system allows us to do is basically plonk all our items in one place and then withdraw them as and when we choose to. So this is what we're going to get started on. But the trouble is, to get into this, you kind of need to get these pressers, because everything in Applied Energistics is done with a press. Where is pressers? Here we are. We've got the logic press, we've got the engineer press, and we've got the silicon press, and these are used to make these things, these logic processors, or well, not really the processors so much as it is the logic circuit behind it, or the printed circuit. And if we click that, obviously we've got that here, and I believe that there are 3 of these. No, there's actually 4. Oh wow, there is 4. I mean, there's 5. There's this inscribed name press, but we're not going to worry about that. You don't need that just yet. Does that really cost a block of iron to make a calculation press? I mean, okay, that's a bit much. I didn't think it would cost a block of iron for that. Oh, we can make a press using a block of iron. Right, I thought it was a circuit. No, the circuit. Okay, now it's making more sense to me. So we need to find these, and you can only find these. You can't craft them. I mean, you can craft them. We've just seen we can craft them, but we obviously need them to craft them. So it doesn't really work out. And so we're going to be looking for these kind of chests here, these black ones. These are skystone chests, and if we right click it, you can see that there's 3 in it. I'm actually going to pull these 3 out because I'm going to need to know which one we haven't got. I thought we had all 3, but there's apparently 4. I think I'm missing the calculation press. Yes, I am. So we need to find a calculation press, and we can do that by finding things called meteors. If I go onto the map, because I'm inside, the map's going to be a little bit dark, and I'm not too familiar with the mod to know how to change it while I'm inside, so I'm just going to walk outside. We need to find these things, which are called meteors. So if we go over here and we try and find these meteors, I think this might end up being a 2-part episode. If we actually walk over to this meteor, we can see it, and I can show you exactly what we do. I should probably get rid of this. I don't want this land all dark and grey and matted. Does that change that? No, because there's another one over here, look. So there we go. I don't know really if this is bad, if I should be doing this or I shouldn't be doing this, but hopefully that changes the land back. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh, chickens drop feathers on here. That's actually really helpful. But anyway, if we head over to this meteor here, we can actually mine it for certain things. And with a little bit of luck, fingers crossed, we'll get the calculation press. But I'm also going to talk a little bit more in this episode about how you can find these meteors. And this is same. I'm playing in 1.7.10, but the meteors are pretty much the same in all versions of Minecraft, as far as I know. I've not played a mod pack where they're different, but I haven't played older mod packs in 1.7.10, but I have played newer ones, so I know for a fact that the newer ones do still follow this. Oh, iron. I'm actually going to take a moment to mine that iron. Here we go. Cool. And since we've found a meteor, it's actually going to be easier just to pick up some of this skystone as well, because I think we're going to need some of it. But now you found the meteor, what you need to do is you need to locate the center of it. And to me, this looks like the center block. So if you mine through the center of the meteor, once you hit the dead center of the meteor, there we go, look, you'll find a chest. And we didn't get the press that we needed. And there's only 1 chest per meteor. Now, this is all well and dandy if you explore the map and you find them like this. But if we go ahead and we just look at the map again, okay, I found one there. I've explored all over here. If we look, I found another one over here. This is actually the one where I got the other 3 presses from. So let's have a little look and see if I've discovered any more. Is that possibly one? Oops. There, that doesn't look like one to me. No, I actually haven't found any more that I can see. Let's actually zoom in a little bit because I maybe zoomed out a little bit too much. But no, I don't actually see any more that I've discovered. Now, this is slightly problematic because I still need 1 press. And so I need to go and explore. And typically in Minecraft, a lot of times you have to just run around and kind of hope that you stumble across them. Well, that's not the case with Applied Energistics. With Applied Energistics, they actually have just the tool for this. So we're going to assume that you found your first one here, I think. Because if I remember the recipe correctly, you actually need that sky stone. So you may have to actually find one before you can make it easier to find the other ones. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to find the other ones. And I don't like the fact that the windmill doesn't render in at distances. That's kind of annoying. But there's really not much I could do. Maybe I have to cure this earth. That's possible, I don't know. I've never got into Tharmcraft, but that's maybe something that we can do. Oh, I also planted ender lily seeds here so we can get ender pearls. They take forever to grow. They take, is it like 10 Minecraft days, maybe a little bit longer to actually grow. They're annoyingly long, but they're just a passive way of us getting ender pearls. I think this one is done. No, it's not. It's at 86%. So, kind of just leave them be and they'll do. By the time I need ender pearls, I should have enough for what I need to make like an enderman farm or something, rather than going and slaying endermen. It just makes things a little bit on the easier side. So let's actually put this Tharmcraft stuff in here. Put these away, drop you off, and pop these away too. Mob drops. Did I put chicken and eggs in here? Yes, I did. Okay, that actually needs to go in there. And chest. Okay, so what we need to do now is we actually need to make ourselves what's called a meteorite compass. That's this thing. Oh, and it takes a charged searcher's core. Is that the only option? Okay, so do we have a charged searcher's core? That is the question. I should have some searcher's quartz here. Yes, I should have some charged ones. Okay, cool. So you define these by mining. It's very easy to find. You just find them by mining. Sometimes a charged quartz will... sometimes the ore will be a charged one. Sometimes it will not be. Or most times it will be a regular one. But there is a chance that it'll be a charged one. And you'll find veins of charged ones as well. They're very easy to find. They're usually up at like iron level, copper level, tin level. But you could probably find them a little bit deeper than that. But they're relatively easy to find. It doesn't take too long caving to find these. You'll probably have some of these from caving actually. If not, just go caving. You will stumble across them. They're super easy to find. Actually, the ores look like this. So you can see what the ores look like. Yeah, pretty standard ores. And when you mine the ores, it drops these. It doesn't drop the ore. It drops these unless you silk touch it. So there's that. So we're going to take this. And we need 4 iron for the compass. Now, I did say to grab some skystone because I have seen this compass require skystone before, which is interesting. This recipe doesn't, so, I mean, each mod pack owner does their own recipe. This one actually requires a charged searcher's quartz. And as you can see, that compass is no longer spinning round. It's actually going to now point in the direction. Oh, we got a Meteorite Hunter achievement. It's actually going to point in the right direction to where there's a meteor. Now the trouble with this compass is there's only one problem with this compass, and it's one kind of big problem, and that's the fact that it's always going to point to not a chest that hasn't been opened, but just to the nearest meteor, the nearest portion of skystone that it detects. And for us, that is telling us that it is actually all the way over here. Now I did pick up my bed, didn't I? Yes. But of course, we've already been to this one, and this is something I wish that we could do differently. So if we come over here, you can see that it's actually going mental because we've done it. Now, these can spawn like right next to one another, and this is actually doing it pretty close to it. So I'm actually going to bring up the... nope, I definitely don't want to broadcast this. Nope. Is it F9? I'm actually going to bring up the chunk boundaries, because it will always be in the chunk that you are in. So if I go here, it's going to tell me there's actually one here. It's detecting skystone, but that's probably because there's skystone here. And if I go in here, it's also going to tell me that there's one. So we're going to check to see if it does detect these little bits. Yeah, because even here it's detecting parts of skystone. So this is a little bit problematic, because this is going to say, like, hey, you know what? There's skystone here, so we found one. So we're actually going to have to go a little bit until it starts telling us that we are heading closer to one. Now, you can't always find these meteors on the surface. They're not always found on the surfaces. They're actually sometimes found underground, so they can be one right under your feet, and you will never know about it. That's why we use this compass. So now we're going to head in the opposite direction to what the compass is telling us to do. And the compass will eventually sort of think up and go, hey, you know what, you're closer to another one. Now, I'm going this way because I haven't been too far this way, whereas I've been quite a reasonable distance the other way. And I have found this village, but I haven't explored it yet. So we'll see kind of what's in there at some point in the future. Maybe I'll record it, maybe I won't. So again, it's still telling us that there's something that way. I want to make my way over here because I haven't explored this way. I don't know what's up this way. So I'm actually kind of interested to see what that is. And this will show you how you can find meteors and hunt down the pressers that you want. And I always like to do this as an episode in its own right. I was actually hoping to get the Applied Energistics system up and running this episode, but evidently I'm meteorite hunting. But that's okay. Or meteor hunting, depending on how you want to say that word. I don't know, depends whether I'm being lazy. Ah, the compass has changed. It's telling us that there is one up here. So, F9 brings up the chunk boundaries, and this will tell us if skystone is in the chunk. It'll start going mental when there is. So we're just going to keep going this way. Ah, there's one of them redwood trees. I tried to chop one of them down once. It takes a lot of chopping. An awful lot of chopping. But yes, we're playing on a world with biomes aplenty, and my kind of goal for this series is you see a lot of people doing their endless vanilla worlds. And it's easy in vanilla because you can always update to the next version, update to the newest version. There's no problems with that. However, when you're playing with modded, you kind of get stuck with what you have in the pack. Let's pick this up while we're here. I'm not sure what this is. Is this copper? No, it's tin. Okay. Looks slightly different to the tin that I'm used to. But yeah, one of the kind of like the problems that you have. Oh, look, the meteor is actually right here, look. When you play modded, one of the big problems you have is that you are pretty much what's in the pack is what's going to be in the pack. That was interesting. That turned to snow. You know, we can't add new things to this pack. Now, if you do mine every single piece of skystone here, the compass will stop. It'll stop doing its moaning and complaining. I think this is like the middle. Yes. We are hoping for the calculation press. And we got the calculation press. We still need the name press, though. So let's just go ahead and mine that. And we'll carry on looking for one more while I carry on talking. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Speaking of which, we are right at one. Are we going to get the name press? We don't necessarily need the name press, but I'd really like to find it. It'd just be nice. And again, sometimes you got to dig around in here to find out where it is. There it is, look. We just got the inscriber press. Okay. And what's that skystone chest? But yeah. So it kind of like when you play modded, you are limited because pretty much what's in the pack is always going to be in the pack. I can always add new mods in the future. And there'll probably always be a reasonable modding community for 1.7.9 because it's just one of the better versions of Minecraft. It was like the golden age of modded Minecraft. And I'm deliberately heading north here because I want to leave the south for Jace to explore so he can get these later on. Apart from obviously the one that I've already done down here, which is what I accidentally stumbled across this while I was out. And I'm like, yeah, this is a big one. I'm going to do it. And I did it. But yeah. So in modern Minecraft, you're kind of stuck with the mods that are in the pack, really. And that's one of the reasons why I don't name this Design Tech Let's Play. I call it a modded survival because it did start life as Design Tech, and you know I'm a big Welsknight fan. I've pretty much watched most of his series, if not all of his Minecraft series, even going back to watch the stuff that he put out before I was a fan. I do actually rather like his build style. It's something I feel that I can imitate, and maybe not build as good as him, but it's certainly somewhere within my skill range. You know, but then you watch people like Good Times with Scar, and well, yeah, give me another decade, and I may be on par with him. Maybe if I'm really lucky, and the sun is in the right place in the sky, you know, then maybe I'll be as good as Good Times with Scar. But he's like on a whole nother level, and you know, some people are, some people are not. But I always kind of liked Welsknight. I think he was a pretty good commentator. Very, I don't know how to describe him really without being offensive here, because pretty much anything you say could be taken the wrong way, but he's, I don't know, he doesn't have that kind of over-the-top professionalism that some YouTubers have, where it appears like they're doing it because they need the views, because they've got to keep an audience entertained, whereas when I watch Welsknight, I kind of feel like he's obviously caring about his audience and what they want, but he's also like saying, hey, you know what, I actually need to enjoy what I'm doing. I'm not going to force myself to put out commentary that I don't want to put out, and I kind of respect that about him, and it's one of the reasons that I actually watch the guy. But yeah, enough about me rambling on about Welsknight here. Let's actually carry on talking. I think we're good to go back now. I've rambled on for about 20 minutes, and this was supposed to be an entire episode building up the Applied Energistics, but I kind of wanted to do the meteor hunting. I like doing these episodes anyway like this. I've always done them and whatnot. But yeah, so it's kind of like a lot of people have the vanilla series as they can update, and not a lot of people do it with modded because you're limited in modded. But I thought, you know what, I played Design Tech, the pack that Welsknight put together. I played this and I added to it over the years. Yeah, I played this, I added to it over the years. It became something more than Design Tech. It became like Design Tech version K.C. And I use K.C not as my initials, because my initials obviously are KC, but also Jace's real name begins with a C. And well, we added on to the pack that Welsknight created. And we took a brilliant pack and made it our own. Which is why I will never release this pack. I will never put this pack out there for people to download, or at least I don't think I will, because I'll have to get Welsknight's permission, because it is using his pack as a base and then adding onto it. And you know, I don't really see Welsknight giving a YouTuber my size permission to put this pack out there. It's just not that he's a jerk, just that I doubt my email will get read and taken seriously. Maybe one day when we hit 1 million subscribers, so get hitting that subscribe button. We're a quarter of the way to 1,000. But that's my own fault. That is my own fault. I blame nobody else. It is mine. I have not been putting out videos consistently. I try to, but it doesn't always work out that way, unfortunately for me. I lead a very busy life, and I do spend a lot of my spare time gaming and doing YouTube, but I don't have a lot of free time. Let's get rid of these now. What was it, F9? Yes, F9 to get rid of those. Yeah, I don't have a lot of free time to go ahead and do the kind of things that I'd really like to do. But I'm trying to organize my time. It just doesn't work out that way. But yeah, as I was saying, back to the model Let's Play. But you know, me and my friends and I, we played in Design Tech for quite some time, and we didn't play in it consistently for a year. It wasn't every time we played Minecraft, but we kept coming back to it. We played different packs, but it was always our Design Tech world we kept coming back to. We really liked the world, we really liked the pack, we grew attached to it, and I think that's really all I need, is a world that I'm attached to. I think that there's enough variety within this pack to keep me going for quite some time. You know, I want this series to be around for the length of my channel, but the true reality of it is, someday Minecraft isn't going to be popular. Some other game is going to replace it, and so that as that game comes along, Minecraft will fade into the background. You know, I used to always play Gears of War. I always used to play. You know, I was a Call of Duty guy for a few years, and that game kind of faded in the background. Never thought it would. Everyone was like hugely popular on it. YouTube channels built on it. The truth of the matter is, when you're doing YouTube, you need to make sure that you are prepared to move away from your main genre. And you know, so maybe by the time that Minecraft dips in popularity and it's not feasible to really upload a lot of Minecraft content, you know, maybe by that time that comes, I will have explored most things with this pack, and then starting to repeat myself wouldn't be such a bad idea. I mean, if I build this village and then I go on to build another village in the exact same style as the village that I've built this in, with the same kind of stuff, if I do that again, you know, doing videos as I'm trying to do every other day here, modded anyway, then it's going to get repetitive. However, if I then spread that, oh hello, what are you doing here? If I then decide to, I thought I was dead. I really thought I was dead then. If I then decide to spread that over a time when Minecraft isn't popular, and I'm only doing one Minecraft video a week, and I build another city similar to this, and that takes me a year to build because I'm doing one episode a week, then it's not that bad, if you get what I mean. If that makes sense. I hope it does. I've kind of rambled on about things I didn't even intend to ramble on about it here. But I didn't get the name press, but that's okay. I wasn't too fussed about the name press, if I'm being honest with you. I love it how this is the spruce log texture like that, but it's the bottom and top of the log here, but the side of the log here, the bark. That's pretty cool. Yeah, if you're wondering, Jace probably screwed me over here. No, he didn't actually. he decided to dump a bucket of water here, but he picked up all my torches and put them on the wall to make sure that nothing spawned. But I didn't know if he screwed me over by not putting him in the correct places, so there was an X or something. But no, he must have checked. The jerk. So here we are. We've got this. We'll just pop in our stuff here, and we've got pretty much. That's interesting. That one goes there. We'll do that. Kind of interesting. But yeah, let's pop some of these away. Yep, that's everything there. Let's pop this away. And I want to end this episode by talking about what my plan is. I don't like doing this. I told myself I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't talk about what the plans were, because every time I do, it never pans out. And that's usually because I don't have time. And I don't really know what to do to find time. I'm trying my best. You know, maybe I shouldn't spend as much time as I do watching the telly. Maybe I should prioritize other parts of my life where I'm spending too much time. But, you know, there are things in my life that take up time. You know, I recently got separated. I keep saying recently. It's been about a year now, but there's still things that I have to deal with my ex-wife. There's, I have a friend who's really low on money, and he's been sort of staying with me at random intervals, and I've been sort of taking care of him, making sure he's okay. He did the same for me when I was homeless, so I kind of owe the guy. You know, I have another friend who's battling a gambling addiction, and she's been really struggling and sort of leaning on me. A lot of people end up leaning on me. I'm not judgmental, but I'm also very straight shooting, so they know they're going to get the truth out of me, but they also know that I don't mean it in a way where I'm having a dig at them or blaming them, that they need to sort of step up, and that, you know. But a lot of that ends up taking up a lot more of my time than I'd intended to, and it kind of runs away with me. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get back into this, because I love this. I enjoy making videos. I find doing YouTube, creating content, the whole 9 yards, or whatever that saying is, I find it, I love it. I enjoy it. I truly do. And I kind of want to do that. You know, and it's driving me crazy. Minecraft is surging in popularity again, and I'm not making videos when I should be. If I'm making regular videos, then the channel will take off. The channel will grow and will be somewhere. That's the hope. But not making videos, that's not going to happen. Although I did kind of grow a bunch of subscribers. I think I was like 228, and then I was at 24 something. And that kind of happened in a couple of days. And then I've been gaining subscribers this week, and I haven't even been uploading. But I'm trying to get a week ahead on videos and keep uploading. But sort of one of the things that I really struggle with when it comes to creating videos with vanilla is being interested in the world, because I find it very limiting. So I may end up doing more modded for the foreseeable future over vanilla. I may do modded Monday to Friday and then vanilla on the weekends. I think that might be a good way. I used to do one vanilla video and one modded video a day. But that was when I was, I had absolutely no social engagements. I got up, I worked, I made videos on Monday, for Monday the following week. I then went to bed. You know, my wife was at college at that point. My daughter had school. So I could pretty much do that because I had somebody else taking up the reins. But, you know, now I don't get as much time. Unfortunately, I have to clean my kitchen. I have to clean my bathroom. I have to do the washing. I mean, geez, who invented all this stuff? I mean, I have to keep cleaning up the rubbish off my desk. It doesn't magically disappear like it used to. You know, the garbage, the trash, it doesn't magically take itself out anymore. I have to do that. So, unfortunately, damn, I thought I ran away from chores when I left home. I thought I'm supposed to be living the bachelor life, the good old life. But no, I must do chores. They take up time. But yeah, no. I used to have someone I could split the chores with. My wife used to always split them. But now I'm just all these things that have taken up more time, and then I'm just don't feel like sitting and talking for half an hour. You know, It's so much easier to just go and put a DVD on or switch Netflix on than load up the game, load up my recording, that kind of stuff. Because, you know, recording videos I have to record the video, and then that means loading up the recording software, making sure my audio's alright. Then I record for half an hour, then I have to spend the next half an hour to an hour and a half editing, making a thumbnail, writing a description, and that. You know, I've recorded so many videos I've never uploaded, simply because by the time I finish recording them, I'm like, I'll edit them later, and then the next time I get the chance, it's been 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm like, okay, you know what, nah, never mind. It's too long now. I don't even know what I did in that episode, where I went with that episode, and, you know, and that's what happens to a lot of my Let's Plays. Plug for the second channel if you want to go ahead and follow me on my Let's Play channel, link down below, my Achievement Hunter channel, link down below. But anyway, I think I'm going to call that an episode here. We got ourselves this. I actually want to go ahead and grab a screenshot of that meteor for this episode, so it kind of works out. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So I want to thank you very much for listening to me ramble. Sometimes words can be difficult. They kind of want to talk over me. You know, I decide like, hey, you know what, I'm going to say grass, but my lips, my tongue, it all goes, look at this, it's a snowy block. And then before I know it, words have kind of gone away from me. They're saying something different than what I completely intended to say. And it gets worse when your mouth gets dry. Because I'm like, okay, think of a word where I don't have to scrape my tongue against my teeth, because it's all dry in there. And of course you can never find one, because you end up mumbling, and then you end up slurring your words, and all of a sudden you're drunk playing Minecraft. There's more of that there. So yeah, I think that's going to call it for this episode, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me, guys. I'm Casey. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.